Welcome to Wednesday Night with Those Guys. And Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by Those Guys.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Just got your alert on this. Hold on, that's me. My bad. I have it loud. Okay. I just got the alert on the computer screen. I just got it on my phone. How come I get my own stuff like minutes later? What's up with that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. So what you been up to?
What happened?
What have you been up to?
Not a whole lot. Except
working today.
Yeah, I did, and it was. What's up, Michael Blades? How are you? Michael Blades. What's up, Paul Murray?
Hey, Paul. What's good, man?
Hey, another day in
I even got Paul Murray's alert that he just posted.
Yeah, I see
right
that.
there.
He just posted I saw that a little while ago that he uploaded. But so I guess you went out then.
What's up, Paul?
Well, I got to fly a ship. I don't know what made me think about it. Because all of a sudden the sun came out a little bit, and I says I better go check the marine traffic. And there it was. It was just south of town, headed up north into the lake. And I grabbed Mia, grabbed my drone, grabbed my portable charger. You know, like you have, where you plug the battery in to charge it up. I charged it up all the way down there, so I took off with 75%, got it down, and got back down with about 50% still. So
okay, so you basically were in and out.
Yep.
Well, anyway, you missed the new intro, but it's good.
No, I heard it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, what's up, man? You remember Feet on the Ground from Australia that comes to the live stream?
Yep.
Well, he sent me some strobes. His package got here. Now, on their international, on Australia, because once you say you're shipping to another country, there you have to use a specific label, like in our post offices. And on here, I noticed customs declaration.
Right.
Now, in the customs declaration here on the bottom, that you have to put what's in the envelope. So he put drone parts. And I'm so glad that he took the time to write my name out and address neatly, because anything coming international is like a shot in the air. You know, you ever see in the Middle East, they have the AK-47s and they're like in the air. I used to wonder why they did that. And someone told me, they said, well, first of all, it's an AK-47. Second of all, you can fire that gun in the air like that, and at about 1.5 miles to 2 miles away, it'll start to come down. And it could still land at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch in the concrete.
Yep.
So I was like, very interesting. But it got here.
Thank God for trees.
Yeah, right. The strobes got here. And I'm actually was waiting for you to get here, Paul, because you have the same ones, right?
Yeah. Yep. If you got,
similar ones.
I'm not going to turn these things on, are you?
What happened? No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. No, definitely not. But I rarely get to even open anything on live streams. Okay, interesting box. Give me a second here.
Show them what you got. Show them
Pull out
what
the G.I. Joe special. Wrap it in a box. Now, it was in a bag. It was in this box. And now they are in here.
Okay.
So Feet on the Ground, Rob Masters, all the way in Australia. And he gave me 2 little Velcro straps with it. I appreciate you, Rob. I've known Rob for a long time. We've played Xbox for years together. And I don't see him on as much, but we've kept in touch because we were both 3DR solo pilots at the same time. So I actually have a battery last year, not even last year. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's going on a little over a year. I had this solo battery I tried to send him, this same one right here that I can't even give away. I sent it all the way to Australia. It got to Australia and they sent it back because they do not accept. Hey, Emily, if they sent it back because they do not accept batteries from overseas. And over there, this battery, I think, was $150, $200.
Yeah.
Here in the United States, I think it was like at the time, like $40 to $50.
Yep.
You know, so Rob's a good friend. Here they are. Here it is.
Okay.
You can see it now. Little USB port.
Yep. That's it.
And it's got a Velcro backing to it.
Flytran. Yep.
They look like.
See that little black button on the front? On the one corner?
Hold on, Paul. I'm 56. I got to put my glasses on. Y'all got
I can
glasses
see it with
on.
the camera.
Yeah.
Huh?
I can see it in the camera.
There's a little black button. If you push that
Yes.
once, it'll blink and tell you how much charge is in it. If you push that little black
There's a
button,
red light. One, two lights. Two. So what does that mean?
But if you, so it's about half full.
Okay, so
Four
I
lights
just
is
hit it
full.
once, right?
So, yep, if just once.
Hold on.
Yep, there you
I'm
go.
blind looking at that.
If
Hey,
you
Logan.
now to
Rattlesnake
fire,
fishing.
Now, if you hold the button down,
yep, to hold your button down, then it starts to strobe, and you have to hold it down to turn it off. And the way
I'm
I
looking
turn
away from it.
the way I turn it on and off is I put my thumb over the strobe part. And
Oh God, I'm blind. I looked away from it and I got a direct shot in the eye.
when you go to turn it off, just put your thumb over the strobe thing.
Yeah, you'd have to. This is good. Rob Masters, thank you, man. I got to look away from it. That's a smart move, Paul. Put your finger over it. Looks like your finger's about to
Finger over it,
explode.
then push the black button.
Looks
Hold
like
the
your
black
finger's
button.
about to explode, though.
Hold the black button down till
Yeah, I
it's
did. I
and
did
it'll-
it, and it blinked twice.
Yep.
It blinked twice, and then it went off.
Yep,
Now
exactly.
you can change the colors on these, or this is
No,
a red. No, this is a red filament.
That's a red.
This
Yep.
is a red one. So let's see.
He probably sent
Rob
you.
Masters, thank you very much. He shipped me these strobes all the way from Australia. Now, oh, here's a white one. This
White
one is
one?
white. So it's one white and one red.
Yep. Some people put the red one towards the front of the drone, so it tells everybody I'm coming. And they put the white one on the back. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put my finger over it while
And they make a green one too.
Oh, get out of here. So you
Mhm.
can put port and starboard side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I'm looking away. I have the light facing the wall.
Yep. It lights
Right.
it up good, doesn't it?
Yeah, these things are as bright as the firehouse.
Yep. Almost. The firehouse just has more of those little
More
strobe-
LEDs.
Yep.
Okay. And they already have Velcro on them.
Yep.
Yeah, they blink twice. One is red. Actually,
Mhm.
the LED on the red one. Hold on. Focus. Focus. Come on. There we go.
There
Yep.
it is.
The little red LED right there.
Yep.
And here's the white LED. Come
Yep.
on. Focus. Let's
Yep.
move that out then. Maybe that'll be easier for you to focus. Stupid camera.
It's focused on you. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on. All right, never mind. You get it.
Yep. Yeah,
All
I've
right.
already got it.
But what's up?
Oh, not much.
Do you charge it? Yes, there is a
Yeah,
you
you gotta-
charge it, or does it have a small battery? There's actually
There's a battery on
mic-
board.
There's actually a type A, no, a type B USB port. So any one of these little USB ports should plug right
Yep.
into it.
Yep. They
I
should.
took my glasses off, but
Mhm. I think that's why they just
yeah, there we go.
Yep.
That's
Plugs
how
right in.
House justifies selling it for the price that they sell them for.
Yep.
They
And
sell
right,
it to
right,
you
right,
with the USB cord and everything.
right behind your Velcro there's a little wafer battery in there. That's what it's charging.
Okay. Well,
Pretty good.
these I
like
probably won't charge them. I'll probably have them drain out because you said 2 lights, 2 blinks is about half.
About
So
half,
what is it?
yeah.
3 lights?
Yep.
It's
4
3
lights.
blinks.
4 lights is full.
4 lights is full too. Okay, makes sense. We got some new people here to Wednesday nights with those guys.
Rattle traps here.
Inde Emily and Rattle Trap Fishing.
Yeah.
I've never seen them here before. Welcome to
I
Wednesday
already
nights with
have
those
these
guys. We don't know if you're into like,
Rattle Trap goes over sometimes over to
Yeah.
Rogers' channel.
Yeah.
okay.
And, I'm already sub to, I believe. I know Emily.
Let me check out Indie Emily. That doesn't sound familiar. I'm gonna go support your channel right now. Indie Emily.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I said I'm
I'm a supporter of your channel now, Indie Emily. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming through. And Rattle Trap. I'm going to support your channel as well. We do the same thing here that you guys do over in Roger. Support each other. You know,
Yep.
don't use the S word for some reason. You get flagged. What's up, Organized Confusion? How are you? I was just showing everyone that I received my strobes all the way from Australia for my drone to put on any drone now. What's up, Cool Vic?
Yeah, he's in the car. That's cool.
I'm on my way going home now. As soon as I get there, I'm going right on, man. I have to run back to the job real quick.
All right.
Okay, not a problem.
Yeah, I'll be home shortly though.
All right.
Oh, we're friends with Rattle Trap says we're friends with Mark and Steve too. Okay, that's what's up. Well, in drone news this week, listen, I found out how to get the soundboard to work. I just need to do a test. But Paul, I just found out through YouTube that every now and then randomly, where's my phone? Every now and then, oh, here it is. Every now and then randomly, if you do live streaming, YouTube will hold the video from being displayed until you request that it
don't tell me
trying to record now. Until you request that.
And you have to do a shot and a drop. Is that what they?
No.
Don't tell me they let that through.
Until you request that they review your video. You know how you click that it may be inappropriate for kids?
Mm-hmm.
And if you click, well, when you go live, you click the other button.
I go to
and it says appropriate for all.
Where?
They will actually hold your video from review because Sunday's live stream, I'm like, why isn't it in my playlist? I couldn't find it anywhere. And I finally did find it through custom channel and stuff. And hey, John Spizzo. And it said that my video was held for review. And they give you a little button to say, to have us manually review your video to see that it is, what did they say? To see that, all right, great news. After manually reviewing your video, we've determined that it is suitable for all advertisers. So now what's happening is the advertisers are starting to say, hey, we're not going to put commercials on some of these YouTube channels unless you can confirm to me that it's suitable for all. We're not going to put a commercial on somebody that's 18 plus or soft porn or you understand what's happening? Right. But I thought it was strange. They actually said, thanks to YouTube team.
Okay.
But now I'm going to have to go. Remember, Herman, yes, I was saying, where are my videos? I can't find number 53,
that's
54.
What happened to them? They were holding them?
They were, yeah. They were holding my videos. Did they let
shot and the drop through?
Shot and the drop got through. I don't understand that one.
Oh, God, no.
Hey, Drone Journeys.
They're all a bunch of party animals.
Hey, Drone Journeys.
YouTube must be a bunch of party animals. They must be. But now that these strobes are so small, I need to keep them in this box.
Yep. Either that or where I put them is in my
in a drone bag.
In my drone bag. Yep.
Just see, the problem is I'll probably put them in my bag with my Phantom, but every now and then I may use my Mavic Pro.
Yeah.
Specifically, but I have to keep it accessible because what happens is I put in my drone bag, then I go fly my Mavic and I don't have it.
Yeah.
Or I put it in the Mavic bag. So I should put one in one red and one white. That way I can't lose.
Okay.
It makes sense, right? Come on, guys, help me out here.
That makes sense to me. I have two, one for each drone.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's not meant for me to be able to see it. It's for, other stuff up there with it to see it.
So you can receive packages all the way from Australia here to the States, but the address and spelling has to be proper.
Okay. I
would
assume so. I mean,
Well, I'm only saying that because Rob's original writing, his name, his address looks like chicken scratch, like a chicken clawed it onto the paper. But you could see obviously took his time to write my name out and my address exactly the way he saw it. So I appreciate that. Rob Masters, Feet on the Ground is his YouTube channel. Fellow drone head, Droney. I appreciate you for sending me the strobes.
You know what's funny?
Just don't use filters and no problem. Wait, who says don't use filters and no problem? We need to clarify that, Herman, because for some reason, I've come to the conclusion there are two types of people out there. There's two types of drone heads out there. One of them are the point and shoot guy who uses true color and no filters. And then the other guy is the one that focuses, that flies during the day, flies during the night, flies during the twilight hours, and needs filters and uses them.
Well,
you want to know what? Before I started using filters, all of the people that were complimenting me on my work and stuff, you were full of caca.
Well,
because since I started using filters, I look back at my stuff and I look at the stuff before using filters. The skies were blown out. The whites were too white.
Well, I mean, filters.
Hey, Rigger.
At night, when their strobe is necessary or during that civil twilight.
Yeah.
Most of these drones right now, with the civil, like especially at the civil twilight, you know, most of them right now, like I said, they can pretty much do the job that they need to do. I mean, the filters, I would only use filters for video and during the daytime. That's why I don't take much pictures unless I bring the drone down and take the filter off and put it back up.
Same here, Michael Blade.
They don't do much at all for taking pictures. They're more so for video, for keeping your frame rate, you know.
Yeah.
Controlling that extra light in the front and from the sun.
But keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with shooting in true color and shooting in auto and stuff like that. It's just, as I learned more and more about drones.
Well, that's when you see people say, when you see a lot of those posts like on Facebook, people will post
straight from the card.
Right, straight from the drone, no work done to it. That's basically saying that I'm shooting in auto and this is the work of the drone's camera. This is how the drone saw it. I didn't do anything. This is, I didn't do anything. I mean, they focused the aperture and everything correct, but this is just the work of the drone's color set and, and what the drone would do. I understand with that, man, because I remember that topic came up. What was the last week we were talking? And I think we were out flying or whatever, and that had came up. And guys like, what does that mean?
Rigor Mortis says he would use one if he could find one to fit his Runcam 3s. Rigor Mortis, they actually don't have one that fits the Runcam, but they do have thin sheets that you could fit. Okay, this is a hero session. Hypothetically, you can use the same thing, but you can put it on here. I can't see myself in that box. There we go. You can put it in your camera in, and they have a thin filter you can put right in front of the lens. They just started coming out with them. They are hard to find. While we do the live stream, I'll try and find some for you that might work. Okay. But on your Runcam, the problem is once you crash, it's destroyed.
What, the filter?
Yeah, if you have it on a racing drone, just the impact would probably shatter it. Drone Journey says ND filters are for pilots who don't know how to color correct. ND filters are for pilots who don't know how to color correct and edit and don't know how to place the drone in the right place to the sun. Actually, you're incorrect. drone journey. ND filters are for people who know how to color correct and who shoot in D-Cinelike.
Well, you can see that none of those statements are actually true per se. I mean, it's a preference, and like I said, it's usually only good for doing video. It's not the
Right.
filters. There's no need for them with taking pictures.
Listen, any camera, Hollywood camera you see on a rig anywhere usually has some kind of filter on it because they're shooting live video or they're shooting video.
I don't get caught up in those kind of
All right.
conversations where people start arguing that theory or whatever. I know what the filters are used for. And they have the filters for regular cameras. So I mean,
exactly. That's why when he said ND filters for people who don't know how to color, that's kind of ass backwards to me because
no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just for the keeping in time with the frame rate.
Right. Right. That's why I was looking at that's why I was looking at, in fact, here, I'm going to show you something, rigor mortis. I just found the video. This guy shows an ND filter on an FPV drone and we will show you guys right now. This is the difference in using an ND filter and not using one. 6 years of filming and you don't know. Well, I don't doubt your knowledge, but I can tell you your statement was kind
You
of
don't
an
need it,
oxymoron.
but it's
And then everyone I know in the filming that's making money and doing it properly uses filters.
I mean, you don't need the filter.
Now, if you look at that video there, rigor mortis, you'll see if you clip to a step to like the middle of the video where the FPV, but let me see, at 4 minutes 11 seconds. And this is perfect proof why an ND filter is necessary. No ND filters. The sky is semi blown out. ND filter ND16. You can see the sky and detail in the clouds. So I rest my case. Since I've been using filters, I'm going to say honestly, my videos have improved tenfold. But when I go back to my older videos, I see when I didn't know about filters and I didn't know about coloring and I was doing like other guys and using true color and basically using the camera to point and shoot. You know, then it becomes an issue. Now, I'm not trying to say whether you have 6 years experience and don't know what you're talking about. I'm speaking about me personally. All right. But every high-tech camera that I have used or learned how to use either had a filter or I asked where was the filter when using it. You know, what are you looking for, Paul?
Well, I'm trying to edit my videos, but when I put them on my Facebook pages, I usually have like 5 photos. So then I have to pull the photos out of the video.
Right.
And I used to be really good at it up until I forgot how to do it since January. So I used to be able to just pull them, boom, boom, boom.
You gotta get back.
Please, Paul, I have 3 hard drives in my computer, right?
Yep.
I have one just for the operating system, the one window to run Windows 10, and I install software on. Then I have one hard drive for where I put all my 4K videos and vlogs and all my pictures and data on. And then I have a third hard drive, which is when I want to back up the stuff on my main data hard drive, I put it on that one. And Justin just gave me a 4th one. It just gave me a 4th one, which I probably won't use because it's half a terabyte. I don't know. I was actually thinking about, since he gave it to me, yeah, it's half a terabyte. I was actually thinking, since he gave it to me, maybe giving it away to someone or having a giveaway for someone who may need half a terabyte. Invincible Storm, what's up? What's up?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean,
There's the
always-
Adobe master right there. Invincible Storm.
There's always
He
gonna
doesn't
be-
now see he doesn't use filters. And his work comes out great, but you got to think about this. He's been in video before most of you even knew what a damn drone was. Okay. He was flying the Phantom -1.
No, what I'm just saying, what do you call it? Filters are not necessary.
They're not necessary, but
they just help make things a little easier.
they help enhance and they help with the frame rate. Pretty much.
But like I've done things with like the what's that, the little Osmo Pocket.
Yeah.
Now that's one of the hardest things to control light with, especially when you're shooting 4K 30 frames per second. Because
Yeah, isn't that what
to
makes
me
it hot?
personally, it's useless at 60 frames per second. It's just because it's not. I don't really think it's for that. You know, I think it's like a little B-roll camera. Hey, how you doing there, Lynn?
Hey, Lynn, what's up? Drone Journey. Don't think I'm singling you out. He says he was flying in Jet Rangers in 1996 for TV doing this stuff. If you say you don't need filters to work, there's another person in the chat that doesn't use filters, Invincible Storm Films. You go to his channel, he does not use filters. I'm saying again, personally, I use filters and I think they do great.
Okay. I mean, like I said, it's a preference.
I was for the people that taught me how to color edit and things like that. Once I found out, how you doing, babe?
No,
Once I found out how much
I'm doing good, sweetie.
Stop, Paul, stop. Are you done? Are you done, Paul?
Hey, that was worth it.
Timeless Truths, how are you? I did drop in a video at 720 to show.
Who?
At 720. Paul, no puppets, man. Drone Journey.
Oh yeah, Jones.
Oh, he wants the puppets?
No. He said no puppet.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody.
Remember, he was the one that was willing to pay for you to
not to use the puppets. Yeah,
not to use the
how much is it? How much did he pay you, Lawrence?
Who? Check the message, guys. How much did who pay me? But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. Personally, since I've found out what filters can do and what they can ruin, I preferably shoot all video with filters on. Now, because I know how to color edit and I know how to mess with the settings on a drone, I can shoot without filters. I prefer them. Okay. Daryl Hickman, how are you, buddy? I prefer them. In fact, I'm quite jealous of Herman, Paul, because Herman has a variable. Like me, really? I have the 4, the 6, I have the 4, the 8, the 16, the 32, and then I have the night filter. He has a variable, which is kind of nice because all you do is just dial up the number.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all right.
But they're hard to get. They are hard to get.
It's okay. I mean, it goes to a ridiculous thing to where I really wouldn't be using it at that point anyway.
Right.
At what 400 it goes up to?
Yeah. You're using at 400. He's got to be like almost on the sun.
No, not really, but it's not something that I would do.
Or at a rave club, you know, the beat's going, you know.
But you
And
know,
the lights are like, you know, you've been to one before. I'm
yeah, I
sure.
just, you know, they had that. I just wanted to talk about that. The protest there in Washington,
Yes.
and I hope
Yes. Let's get
everyone
back on
got there.
focus.
No, I'm just saying, you know, we were talking. I just hope that everybody got their comments into the FAA on that, you know, remote
Agreed.
ID. And I wanted to thank the guys that was on the front lines out there, you know, protesting. You know, the whole guys. Oh, what's that? The UFDA crew. Like
Yeah.
to really thank those guys. But you know, also to say, I was, you know, not to talk about another channel or anything, but I was watching a video on with Paul from Drone U.
Drone U, yep.
Yeah, he was talking with this guy, Dave was Messina, I think his name is.
Messerer, some French thing.
Yeah, something like that. I can't. But he's
James Messerer.
he runs a not for profit group called FPVFC.
Right.
With a group of other guys,
He
and
went back and running for free.
they're actually lobbying. Believe it or not, that's funny that I'm giving this report on. We'll talk about this thing about FPV, but they actually lobbying for the FPV community with the FAA. They've had conversations with the FAA. They've had conversations with the AMA, and
it was a good video.
This same guy that was in the interview, he actually sat in on the last what's that there, the last DAC that they had back in at the end of February with the FAA, and he's been in touch with their whole their so-called community board that they have of no FPV or no you know, drone pilots. But he was actually able to talk to them.
What's up, Jay?
I think it's pretty good what they're actually doing, you know.
Yeah, the fact that he's the only one out there trying to start an organization outside of the AMA that's non-for-profit for the drone community. And meaning when this RFID kicks in and it does happen or it doesn't happen as far as the AMA going away, he right now would be the only one in standings to start another organization because he's been communicating with the FAA and other organizations. And the fact that he's 501c3 or something like that, which is total non-for-profit, he's going to get a lot of money coming in if he does this right. Because he also gave a comment and a solution to RFID, which made a lot of sense. Because when you told me to listen to it, I was listening to it at work. And he say something about the, hey, Jackson Darcy, giving the FAA the option of the drone just being able to broadcast, meaning it would give its telemetry, where it's going, where it's headed, but it would not give up the location of the pilot.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because he was also saying that what is it, the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association,
yeah,
they actually agree. They actually agree with us on that. So that was an association of airplane pilots. You know.
Yeah.
So who knows? I don't know where the hell this.
But Paul brought up something very interesting, and he also put this in his comment to the FAA, and a concern saying, if you allow this RFID, to this NPRM, ABCD, whatever, to go through, what's going to happen is, who's to stop that crazy person or that pedophile from getting a child's address?
Well,
and that's what makes it illegal.
Right, but see, that's the problem. We're talking with that is that,
hey, AZ.
I think it's was it No Child?
COPA.
13?
COPA explains you cannot contact a child under the age of 13 of 13 or under.
Yeah, they can't
through any type of media and things like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But see that, because that would hurt like the school programs and stuff like that.
Right. But Paul also said that that's killing STEM as well. What's
Right.
up, Elliot? That's also killing STEM, which is the enlightenment and teaching of drone tech and technology to our kids in lower schools, like what Tony Frankie Reed's doing
Right.
in the group.
Yes.
He has devoted his life to traveling around the United States, and now he's even going down to the islands and teaching kids that you can program this little Tello drone and make it do what you want. And these are the kind of jobs that they're asking for nowadays.
Hey, Elliot.
You know, hold on a second. I need to fix something. I will be right back.
All right. We'll be right here. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting because at one point, a lot of people were saying there's nobody that's lobbying for the drone industry. And these are guys that are actually right in the middle of it, you know, talking with the people who are making this proposal of these rules. And I've said it time and time, it was probably not gonna look this way. I think it was just, hey, look at this, and to get everybody going that way, give them this, they'll gladly go for this one after they saw that one.
Sure. Yep, I think you're right, Herman.
That's what I believe it was.
It's almost like a game of switch and bait.
Yeah, you know. Jay Santiago, how's it going?
Bill sent me
coast to coast,
a post on Messenger. Why don't you come on in, Bill? You go live after us. I think he's supposed to have John Coopy on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and I want to put this out there to some people who have live streams, to people who have live streams and people who come to this live stream. I definitely agree with Herman. Yes, the filter makes life easier, most definitely. Getting back to what I was going to say, I know people come to this live stream and they come to my live stream on Sunday. And I would really, really like to apologize for not being able to make it to most live streams. Sean, you know, you got an invite, Geeks Funner, to
Hey, Sean, what's good, man?
You know how I get offline and then you don't see me for a few days and stuff like that? Well, it's kind of hard to make everybody's live stream. And of course, then the family's complaining too that I'm doing too much of this live streaming stuff. But I just would like to put that out there. For nobody to take it personal. If you send me an invite to your live stream and I don't show up or anything, if I have time to text you, I'll text you and say, yo, I'm busy or whatever. But I just wanted to put that out there.
Shoot, as soon as this is over, I gotta hit the street because I got.
Well, I know you have to go pick up
Jalen practice. So everybody's got things. I mean, you know, that's why everybody's juggling and fitting their time in when they can get it in. You know, I check out a few guys' live streams.
What were you gonna say, Paul?
I said life happens, you know.
Well, not only that, but you said it the other night. There's just not enough time in a day to please everyone. You know.
But you know what, Lawrence, that I thought was funny about this thing I was listening to today. We're talking about a little bit about the Association of Unmanned Vehicle Systems International.
Right.
They have a 27-page comment and proposal to the FAA about this thing we were talking about, remote ID, and it seems like they kind of like in favor of it, and it's to say to them that the FAA needs to prioritize people who are looking for access or who have complied or complying with the system or looking to operate either under 107.205 with waivers, and 135 for for operations. And I just think that a lot of the big wigs are loving it, and no one else. But they did also say something about rebates for, I guess, manufacturers that comply with the manufacturing of drones that I don't know what they're supposed to do different other than what they're doing now and fly and take pictures, but
Well,
whatever is necessary for them to
I'm
have
gonna
to
get that link,
fit.
and that link that we were talking about which was from Drone U, Paul
Oh,
on Drone U, and to be honest,
hmm
he brought up a lot of valid points in the video, and you have to. I mean, sometimes it's hard to listen to people and just sit there and watch and listen to what they're saying, but he brought up some very, very valid points.
hmm
And we do not have to go for standard RFID. The fact that the United States, the FAA, I'm not going to say United States, the fact that the FAA wants you to use their version of RFID when there are working versions of RFID out there
hmm
that have been proven to work already. Um, it's hard. It's hard when you have people fear mongering already, because
Well,
he discussed that too, for the fear
true.
mongering.
Well, like I was saying to you, that association also recommended that, like I said, they give rebates to manufacturers and reimbursement for those who are seeking or who have passed their 107
Yes,
exam seeking
yes.
to become drone pilots in the commercial industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's funny. They also talk about that, and it's funny because a lot of people thought that this was already a rule in effect, where it was just the rules that were proposed before as what flying at, what was that one, flying over people,
Yeah.
the flying at night. They're asking the FAA to go ahead and make those rules. So everybody's got their own interests.
What's up, Hadley? How are you, brother?
Hadley,
I put a link there. It's for Drone U. They did it a few weeks before the actual march, so you're gonna hear them talking about UDFA and how they're getting ready to go down there. So just ignore that part of it. But for the most part, this guy, you know what? I should have this guy's name, and I don't want to be disrespectful. So
who?
hold on a second. I don't want to say Messier.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. His name is Dave.
Yeah.
David. Dave, yeah.
All right, David, that'll work. Concerning RFD, hey, what's up, Phantom Hodges Drone? How are you?
Hey, Phantom Hodges.
All I can say is they discussed the FPV pilot. They discussed the commercial drone pilot. Well, they didn't really discuss the commercial drone pilot, but they did discuss the 107. Yeah, they did discuss 107. Okay. But the most that they seem to be concerned about are the guys who build drones, because
The
this
guy actually started out as a lobbyist for the FPV guys.
Right. And for him to be so old, he has more experience flying than Daryl Hickman. How are you? Celebrating your 1 year, 107, watching those guys. We appreciate you for that.
Welcome. Thank you. Well, he's also with this other, a few other gentlemen are working with him. This David, what was his name? Wallace, Dan Oakes, and Josh Cook. There's the four of them have run that not for profit, and they're actually, like I said, the guys on the front line. They've actually spoken with the
he's editing.
You know, the FAA. And they sat in on the last conference that they had with the FAA, and they're actually pushing.
Well, the fact that he has the experience and he's already talking with the FAA is a plus, because you and I were talking about who we could talk to locally here in New York, and we still need to find that answer out as well.
Yeah, well, that's a legal issue, but
yeah, that is a legal issue with flying. Oh, Paul.
Yeah.
You want to hear something interesting?
What's that?
I was flying FP. I did not know the New York City Department of Parks has spotters. I experienced this the other day, that a day or two ago. I was in the park flying my 7-inch long distance bird, and I was just flying in the perimeter of the park because I just got Crossfire, so I'm getting familiar with it and testing out range and stuff, because the park is about 3 soccer fields, 3 football fields long, and about 2 wide at its widest point. So I'm flying FPV, and I noticed Parks Department come driving in. Now they do this on the regular. They come into the park, they go by the parky house, they talk to the parky person, and then they come out to the field, especially when they see someone standing out in the field there. So, excuse me, I was in the middle of changing out a battery and getting ready to go back out. And they watched me. They saw me walk to the end of the field, and they saw me fly. I didn't even go near them. Some people go in their bird and they go buzz them. I didn't even go near them. I just turned my back to them and I went in the other direction. They saw I was flying a drone. When I took the goggles off and when I came back, which was about 4 or 5 minutes later to change out the battery,
Yeah.
they were gone. Okay. But I noticed a guy by the parky house with khaki pants on and a red shirt and a pair of binoculars.
You know, you make that sound funny, the parky house.
I know, right? But anyway,
Like they park
come
it.
to find out, I was finishing up my last battery, Paul. This guy was standing there watching me fly FPV. Now, the reason I knew that he had worked for the Parks Department, and here's the strange part of it. There was a white Parks Department car parked at the entrance of the park where Herman and I go into the park to fly.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The van came in the park and went out through another entrance or whatever. But I would not have known he had worked for the Parks Department had he not went back to the car as I was leaving the park. Now, it was a New York City Parks Department car, one of those e-cars, you know, the Prius or whatever.
Right.
And he was dressed in civilian clothes. And that's what is the strange part about this that I'm still trying to figure out. So at some time and point,
He was undercover.
How are you undercover when you're going back to a marked car?
He undercover. The Parks Department ain't got that much money.
Yeah, and he probably told his boss, I'm not driving my own car.
And not sure if anyone's seen it or not. In Canada, Transport Canada just signed on to the Unify for maps and stuff. Sounds like they want to be able to control drones. Well, they are actually, Canada's actually using the same system. Yep. We discussed it on Sunday.
I mentioned that already. I told you last week, I said Unify was coming to Canada.
Yep. We did bring that
up. I got another one for you too.
On Sunday nights with those guys. He did mention it. Unify is going to be in Canada, and they're going to have, Canada's going to have the first version of, well, not the first, but a version of RFID.
Well, what's going to make that so good, not to cut you off, is that they're going to have this one-stop shopping. You understand what I'm saying to you? And for regular hobby, if it's implemented the way this gentleman that is, like he was I don't know if he was the CEO of the company, but if it implements anything like he mentioned, then the hobby pilots will only be on broadcast. They're gonna set up a system for the air management for drones. Now they also mentioned that the app and everything would be free. So
yes, Unify's app will be free.
Yeah, the app will be free. There's no cost. The cost is going to go to Canada or whoever that is, Transport Canada. They're going to pay for it.
Right.
That's who they sell the system to.
Now, this is one of the alternate ways of using RFID. Their network will be free to everyone under Unify's network. Sort of like they will be working along with Lance, aren't they?
It's a one-stop shop. Lance approval and everything.
Yes, one-stop shop. Yes. and it's free to the flyer. Now they've come to the conclusion, since we're going to go back to Sunday
And-
night show.
Yeah, their broadcast ID is going to just broadcast to the authorities, and it'll broadcast to the authorities that that drone is legal if it's registered. And it'll also broadcast to them the location of the pilot, but it won't have your information. Now,
Right.
in a tracking system, that information would be tracked,
Right.
but it will not be broadcasted to the local authorities. They can get the information. They can also go in and if they have, say, like there's an emergency, and
Yes.
they need to set up a TFR.
No,
in that
a
area,
TFR, right? They
they
can set
can
it up.
go in and request the TFR, just like how you request
Clearance
the
to fly.
clearance for that airspace.
Yeah. Yeah. They can actually go in, and if the fire or event is on a 4-block radius, they can go in and request a TFR, temporary flight restriction, and you will not be able to get in. So if they have a crime scene, hypothetically, or fire, they want to set the perimeter for 10 city blocks, they can, and no drones can come in within 10 city blocks. And then when the event's over, they can take down the TFR.
Right.
Now, getting back to what you were saying about all of this working, the problem with RFID is there are solutions out there. Unify is getting ready to put it into action in Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
We
there's
should
a
be
reason
taking
for that.
notes. We
There's
should be,
There's a good reason for that too.
Yeah, but the
Canada-
I keep saying the United States, the FAA does not want to
That's
use
the
this
United
particular
States.
system. Thanks, guys. We'll have to go back and watch last Sunday. Please do, Phantom Hodges. I mean, we did go squirrel a little bit, but we tried to stay focused. And
Well,
this company, Unify, is in cohorts with what other companies?
Unifly, they're in I can't remember who else.
Anyway,
but
to
I
make a
know-
long story short, they're getting ready to use a version
I
of
don't have those notes in front of me.
Right. They're getting ready to use a version of RFID that is already proven to work because they've used it in Germany.
Right, they're
Okay.
using it in Germany right now.
Yes, yes. In fact, I titled the show RFID in Germany. And now they're getting ready to introduce it to Canada. Now,
Well, they're using it in the United States too.
huh?
They're using it right now in the United States.
They're experimenting in places.
They are, but the FAA
Philadelphia,
does,
Michael got accosted by all kinds of cops. The minute
Yeah.
he took off and they were watching his drone, they knew what kind of drone he was flying and where he was, and he got surrounded.
I don't mean to laugh, but
well,
It-
Aeroscope would have given them that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Aeroscope.
I'm just saying
Aeroscope would have told you his apartment.
Yep.
But get ready for it. And we keep saying it on Wednesday nights with those guys, and we keep saying it on Sunday nights with those guys. It's coming.
Well, you know
Now,
what's funny?
My problem with the FAA, and I never got it out, is the reason the FAA doesn't want to use Unified system is the FAA wants to charge us to
Yep.
use an app, a monthly fee to use an app to
Yeah.
fly. Now
Yeah.
that's going to deter a lot of people from flying.
Well,
But if
they
you do not
may
use, but hold on, if you don't use this app or broadcast a signal from your drone, you will be considered rogue.
Well,
If you
the old saying is follow the money.
they might be appeasing a kickback.
Yeah, 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 pretty much. But there is a system out there that works. I think during the live stream, didn't I post a video or a link to check
You
fact
might
check
have
our
it.
information? I believe Phantom Hodges, I did post a link where we got our information from, which is what we try to do, fact check. So if not, let me know and I'll go back through my, hold on.
Hey, in the chat, I think Mana wants to see Mana.
hold on. Hold on. Where do you see him in the chat?
No, not him. The drone journey.
Oh. No, Joe Journey is good. He's all right now.
I don't know. It's he's put it in here more than once
What?
about Mana Mana.
Okay, yes, Herman, I do have it.
Okay, but
I
what
do
wanted
have it.
to-
This is the link for common regulation all over Europe. Right now they are
Podcast?
about to start implementing it in other places other than Germany as well. The fact that Canada is getting on the boat now, this is a long listen. So
Now
click watch later, click on it and click watch later, and
follow,
don't leave us.
follow what I was saying to you, Lawrence. And I said to you, I just think it's funny that these guys have a couple of offices here, and well, not just here in New York, but a couple of cities here in
the United States.
And the FAA is not going with their plan.
Yeah, Phantom Hodges, bookmark it.
Remember what I
It's
told
a good
you?
listen. No, I find it
That whole
strange too.
proposal,
But I
that
find
whole
it,
proposal might have been, hey, look at this over here. Take this one over here.
yeah, let's look up while they punch you in the belly.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't like this one, you'll gladly take this one.
right.
But
And
to the guys that were talking about Canada, I wanted to mention something here because drone delivery in Canada is coming. Canada is about to start commercializing their drone delivery with a cargo drone that they're going to be testing in Alberta, Canada this summer.
okay,
Really?
That might be closer to Curtis than it is to Roger
right.
because it's way out there.
Which, by the way, the state that Curtis is in, Washington State, the coronavirus there, they're starting to shut. He had mentioned to me earlier. I was talking to him while at work,
Yeah, they
and he had mentioned to me they're starting to shut down schools and
Yeah?
stuff.
whole area.
They're going to shut down businesses and let's just say things aren't looking too good over there, but it's starting. It's spreading, and I'm already at the point when I hear someone cough, I look like this.
Well, you know,
I
it's
turn
funny
away.
because they're going to start testing operations, like I said, in Alberta, Canada, this summer. But what I'm curious is that how do you know that this already flies at 120 kilometers per hour while carrying a 400-pound payload?
Yes.
You know,
And I'm just
this
curious
bothers
to know
me, but this bothers me, Herman, because we brought it up before on other live streams.
Because you guys that don't think that they're going to be able to deliver your washing machine, here it comes.
Boom. Yep. Boom.
Now, I don't know if Furball Kim is listening, but 400 pounds, they definitely can deliver your bowling ball. And it has a maximum distance of 200 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, Lawrence, I thought that the diameter of the rotors,
Yeah.
like 20 feet.
Dude.
Huh?
Something I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain something to you, all right?
I know what
You
20
guys,
feet look
everyone
like.
everyone knows what a helicopter sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has seen a helicopter from the distance. Everyone has heard a helicopter from the distance. One of these things is going to sound like, you remember Apocalypse Now, and they came out of the sun? They're playing, dun, 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 dun. You know, they're playing that song coming out of the sun.
Speakers, yep.
Every time one of these flies by, they should be playing that song because everyone's going to stop and look.
Well, I'll
So
tell
it
you
passed
this:
over.
they won't have to worry about your drone getting in the way of that.
Right, because a prop wash should just smack it out of the way.
from down the block.
Yes, true. And Logan Carpenter, you're right. Military Huey helicopters are really loud because I live 4 blocks from the Atlantic Ocean, and they do maneuvers up and down the beach. They patrol since 9/11 and stuff up and down the beach, and they do practice maneuvers.
Mhm.
And you hear these things from like a half mile, a mile away. And I'm talking in an area that's already noisy. So imagine a blade that big, excuse me, and several of them.
Yeah, well, it's a coming. It's a coming.
Yeah, well,
Coming
all
to
I know,
Canada.
it's that time. Paul, you're slacking. He's editing. Paul's editing. Hey,
Yeah.
Paul,
It's that
Yeah.
time.
why don't you invest in what do we use to edit? I'm so
Sister.
damn. um oh, Lightroom.
I got Lightroom. It's too complicated.
Oh no, Paul, I give you a crash course, man.
I
5-minute crash course, Paul.
I use Microsoft Movie Maker.
I
The
used
hardest-
to I still do it. I still do
The
sometimes.
hardest part of Lightroom is putting the picture in it and getting the picture out.
Yep. And putting, well, once you have your watermark set up, and I use it specifically for that watermark, because I actually take pictures of the town I'm in and the redevelopment of where I live. And somebody actually took one of my pictures and posted it like it was theirs. And I was like, dude, you didn't even ask if you could share the picture. You just took my shit and claimed it as yours. He's like, well, that's how is it your picture? I said, there's a watermark on it, you dummy. He says, where? I don't see no watermark. And I showed him in the center, right center of the screen. If you look hard enough, it says Novice Quads across. And dude cut off communications,
Hey, drone
blocked me.
shots. What's good, man?
He cut off communications, blocked me and everything. Hey, what's up, Drone Shots? How are you, brother?
I was told once in a picture that you are destroying a perfectly good picture.
By putting a watermark
That
on it.
watermark.
You want to know why? Because they couldn't steal it. That's why.
I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I mean,
Now I
I
watermark
have the
everything.
picture without the watermark.
No, I stopped. When I've seen. I see. Phantom Hodges says he uses DaVinci Resolve. I almost tried that, and somehow I wound up with Lightroom, but I need to uninstall it and reinstall it because once you click certain things in Lightroom, they just go.
Well,
And he don't
I
come back.
knew nothing about any of that, and you had showed me what was that originally, Filmora, and then I had gotten what was that Lightroom was from. Oh, wow, you guys, what happened? Yo, somebody call 911. They have no posts.
Let's get it in.
Okay. Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those
guys. Okay. So like I was
All
saying,
right. It's out the
And-
system. I feel better now.
and then talking with Ray and Matt,
You're muted, Paul.
I got the learned about Lightroom, we got that. But I used to do a lot of stuff with the tablet. When I was in photography, it was 35 millimeter film, none of that digital stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I know. Paul. Hey,
Then I
Paul.
became an
Hey,
electrician.
Paul.
Yeah.
If and when those guys takes off and becomes this big thing, I want to do a bio on Herman. Because
Well,
did you
it's-
know
it's-
his middle name was Scratch Master B?
Well, he's already said that he wants to dig up some old Super 8 movie film of you when you were doing your breakdancing thing.
He said Super 8.
Yeah.
Do they
That's
even have
way
anything to
before
play that on?
breakdancing. Yo, Paul, you know when they use Super 8 film?
Yeah, I used to use it all the time.
Yeah, when you was a kid, then they brought you home from the hospital.
No. When they brought me home from the hospital, you have a Brownie camera. Just
With the
yep. Used to put them bulbs in.
yeah, on the top.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember the flash, right? I remember. You remember the cameras where they had the cube, the magic
Yeah, that's
cube?
what we're talking about.
And you hold on, and you had to wind it, right? I remember one time my mother comes to me, "Why were you messing with my camera?" I'm like, "I wasn't messing with your camera." She says, "You messed with my camera because I had 3 flashes on it. Now I got 2." I couldn't
You
deny
never had
it.
you had to buy more flash bulbs because
Yep. Yep.
the amount of
You just
film.
keep
Yeah,
track of the flashes.
I
huh?
remember the cubes used to come in a box like
Yep.
this,
Yep.
and there were about 4 to 5 of them in the
Yep.
in the box. I remember. I do remember that. That's
yeah. Oh,
funny.
seriously, the edit. I had a card reader. I had the NVIDIA Shield, and I had a what was the other one? Another Samsung tablet to
Yeah.
watch the.
Oh, we didn't have no tablets. You know.
No. I'm talking to the guy in the in the chat.
Yeah, but when I was a
Digital
kid,
Storm.
if you wanted to figure something out, they didn't even have calculators. They gave you a piece of paper and a pencil and said, "Figure it out."
You didn't get an abacus?
No, that was
You had
too
a
big. They
little
wouldn't
thing with the beads on it.
with the bead things. Yeah.
Logan Carpenter, hold
If-
on. Logan Carpenter says kids today don't know about growing up in the 90s. The
If you-
struggle.
If
No.
you were,
90s.
if you
Listen.
were a rich kid, you had a slide
Growing
rule.
up in the
Remember that?
70s and the 80s.
Right, there was a scientific ruler.
Yep.
Back then, it was a slide ruler.
Yep.
Let me explain something to you.
Oh,
When I
Whoa.
first got into computers, okay, my very first computer that I built, and I've been in computers over 25, 30 years. My first computer that I built had a tape drive on it. And
Oh, yeah.
and that when you put the tape drive in, you had to select the proper file just to start it up.
Yeah.
And then you had to go back to the tape drive. Oh, there he is. Then you had to go back to the tape drive and start up the actual program. Now, kids are mad because their phones slow down to 3G, 2G now when they use up all their data.
You know what's funny about that, Lawrence?
I'm starving. What? I'm sorry, man.
No, but what was funny talking about your first computer?
Mm-hmm.
My first computer, I've bought several versions of it. Or part of it. I
Oh, was it a
bought
Mac 10?
No.
The paper.
This and the encyclopedias it was on the
Yes.
shelf
Dude,
over the
dude.
desk.
There used to be encyclopedia salesmen, and I remember we had an encyclopedia, and I was a little kid because my mother didn't let me go outside during the week from Monday to Thursday. I couldn't go outside after school. So she said, my mother would tell me, if you want to, I'd say, Ma, come on. All the kids are outside after school. Can I please go outside? She'd say, you want to go outside? Look out the window. And ask me if I read, and ask me, did I read for the day? So when I ran out of reading stuff in the house, guess what I read? Encyclopedia. Now that encyclopedia can fit in a thumbnail.
Yep. Well, that makes sense though, because Herman.
Hey, what's up, 3X drones?
Herman always said, "Don't ask Lawrence about his childhood," because here we go. He'd say, "Here we go."
Yeah, I might start having flashbacks. I digress. I digress.
Hey, are
But
you guys?
yes, Lynn, what I mean by Scratchmaster D, when I met Herman, you guys were looking at his videos. Well, you may not, you have to go back through the archives, but I had no idea of his struggles with editing video. Paul, if you had to edit videos the way Herman was editing videos, you wouldn't be doing it now. I'm telling you. You just need to record it so you can just play it, Paul.
Oh, it's more fun to tantalize you guys.
What's up, EBR? Tadari. How are you? Aerial Views and Histories UK. Oh, TDA. Oh, TDA Centroid's coming over.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
Oh,
We appreciate
Centroid.
you guys for coming in.
Hey, Centroid.
Send him a link. Centroid could come in. Then he could be a blue member.
Yeah,
You have
well,
Central-
see, unlike on
have
Sunday
a
nights
phone
with
number.
those guys, I do remember to give you a wrench.
Oh, okay. You mean Herman's a little forgetful?
Oh, you know what?
Here we go.
You know what? Paul, when we first started this, Lawrence said to me, he goes, "Give out blue wrenches when people come on the panel."
Yeah.
I said, "All right, no problem." Now, why doesn't he have a blue wrench? Why does he have a blue
No,
wrench?
but he's been on the panel before.
On here?
Centroid's been on the panel before.
On Wednesday night?
I don't
Yeah.
think on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
He was on Sunday night, wasn't
Oh,
he?
so
Sunday
well, I'm sorry. See, on the other live stream,
Yeah. See, we're broadcasting from Studio B now.
this
Oh,
is
no.
Studio Z.
No. This is in the back. I'm in the back lot on the studio. You gotta
Backlot.
you gotta go straight
Mark, I
ahead so you
sent you an
can't go no
invite.
more. Hang a right.
Sent
So when you see the
What's
first
up,
dumpster,
Grant
you hang a
Ariel?
left.
There you
When
go.
you see the second dumpster, you make another right and then a quick left.
Okay.
I'm in that studio behind Studio Z
Yeah,
Right. You can't see the
In
door
the-
until
in
they
the
move the
annex.
garbage can, the dumpster.
in the annex. It's just a piece of plywood up over a hole.
And his lighting is one of those lights that swing like this, and you got to turn the thing to turn it on. Is that?
Don't laugh. I have some.
You know, you guys have issues, right?
That's because Herman's keeping it real. You know, he doesn't want to get too
You
sophisticated.
want to know what? If you don't keep it real, you'll lose your freaking mind.
I'm telling you.
You'll lose your mind if you don't keep it real. I'm dying to go try this strobe out somewhere, man.
Oh man, just turn it on right there.
No, dude. See, now I know to put my thumb over the sucker. And he hit me up because what happened was he texted me. We talked through a messenger, and feet on the ground let me know. He says they attempted delivery. I
Mhm.
said, Rob, give it a day or two. Attempted delivery means they drove past the house.
Yes.
Just give it
Okay.
a day or two to see if the address exists. And then he got an update, and it actually said update said that it was in my local post office. But once I knew that, it was there from 3 a.m. this morning.
I got a joke for you.
Here we go.
Lauren. I got a joke for you guys.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
you put one on your head and go, wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo.
Yeah, you go walk around the neighborhood like that, Lawrence.
With your hands
One
like
on my
this.
head, right?
With your hands like this, Lawrence, like the
Yeah, right.
T-Rex. They're gonna tase you.
I almost made the mistake and looked at it. Hold
Hello,
on.
Mark.
Hello,
Hey,
gentlemen.
Mark, what's up?
What's
I'm
up,
just
Mark?
I'm just here to get my freaking blue wrench.
Oh, that's what it is.
Do I have it? Do I have it?
Yo,
Can
Mark, if I were you, I'd get my shit and bounce.
I'm about to leave now.
That's
I'm
all
about
right.
to
I'll
leave
just
now.
wait till the end of the show to give it to you.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey,
How are you, Mark?
Gary, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm very angry though.
What
Why?
happened?
Well, I shouldn't be angry. I'm disappointed. This whole coronavirus thing is obviously we just reported on it is interfering with obviously shipping and stuff. So if you're getting anything from overseas, don't hold your breath, because Lawrence, you'll be interested to know that I decided to convert my fleet to Crossfire.
Okay.
Dude, I could high five. You got to touch the screen. I
There we
freaking
go.
five.
There we go.
I
Okay.
freaking five you.
But the thing is, I decided not even to go with the module. I went with the Tango 2
Oh.
controller built in.
Coming soon, man. It's coming soon.
and Get FPV had a deal, $139 for 5 receivers and more Immortal T antennas.
Wow.
So-
Dude, my
all
chin just hit the
delayed.
ground.
Yeah,
All
How
delayed
much?
because
How
of
much?
$139. I can send you the link.
They've been asking like $160, something like that.
Yeah,
Almost
no.
$170 for all of that.
No, I'm gonna post you the link if I'm gonna send you the link if that's okay with Herman,
Okay.
so you can check out.
That or stick it in
Wow.
the chat. Yeah.
Or I can stick it
Put
in
it
the
in
chat.
in the chat.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat for
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
who wants to see.
I got a
So-
joke for you on. You know, it used to be like construction companies, like small construction companies. What they would do is they would open up 2 companies, one that owns and rents tools,
Yeah,
and one that does construction.
right.
And the company that would do the jobs would rent the tools rent tools from this company, and then they do all these write-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now, that Matternet
Got it.
company is that they're
Holy
planning
crap.
to do what is it? Field operation and repair for their systems.
Thanks, Mark.
Mhm.
And I think it's funny that they're doing that, because right now they're the first UAS airline that has been approved by the FAA, because that's what UPS is using.
Right.
So right now they're going to be doing the maintenance on their own stuff. So if you're using their system, they'll do all the maintenance and repair on it at, I guess, at a cost to you.
Okay.
And it's all implemented in their,
Hey, Mark.
it's their junk.
Oh, look at there.
Nice.
Goggles are set up, ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah,
So you
I'm doing more research. I want to improve my my antenna setup on my goggles too, because if I'm going to get the range and penetration, I want the video to go with that too. So,
Well,
Okay,
Lawrence has got a new gig now. He's an undercover guy for the Parks Department.
are you really?
He's
No,
a
man,
secret,
stop. No.
secret agent.
No,
Oh Lord, Paul's up to his old tricks
No,
again.
no,
huh,
tell
Herman?
it. Tell
no,
him the
no.
story.
Actually, I was flying FPV, and New York City Department of Parks decided that this guy that works for the Parks Department should look at me fly through goggles.
Uh-huh.
That what happened, the Parks Department came in, they drove into the park in a van, the regular people, to see who the fool was in the middle of the park, which they do often,
Right.
just in case. And they saw me flying and they left. And then when they left, I see this guy while I'm flying around FPV standing next to the park house with beige pants and a red shirt on and a bald head with binoculars. So I said, wait a minute, I know I didn't see this guy with binoculars on. So I make another pass and I fly over the fence and come down low and just make it look like I'm going past like that. And I see the guy has binoculars. So I kept flying. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, strange guy standing there. This is New York.
Mhm.
Don't question it. So as I'm leaving the park, I see the same guy in the beige pants. Hey, what's up, Ray? In the beige pants and red shirt. He goes to a New York City Department of Parks car, one of the Priuses, and
Mhm.
gets in the car and says something over the radio and then backs up and pulls away. And I stopped and I looked at him as he was driving by to let him know, hey, I saw you. I don't know who the hell you are, but I saw you.
He's undercover.
But
Yeah.
it's strange. I've been flying in this park 4 years. I've taught numerous people. I can't even count on both hands how many people I taught how to fly drones and play golf in this park.
Mhm.
And it wasn't the guy, it wasn't the concierge from the bathroom.
No, it wasn't the bathroom. No,
He didn't hand you a towel.
no, but you got it. Herman's got to explain the concierge. The bathroom in the winter does have a concierge, but it's not the type that you think.
What,
It's a homeless person that's in there hanging
You
out.
know what's funny, Paul? I don't even know if the guy was homeless, because
He had his phone
he
plugged
had
in.
his phone,
His shoes kicked
everything, and he
off.
was just kicked off his shoes and reading
And he
his
was
book.
reading a book of about 700 pages.
What they do in those park houses.
There you go. What?
I
No,
mean-
They call CPWs. That's what they
Right.
call.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
But it's funny
I
because
mean, he might have needed somebody to whack him with a big ass bat or something. But I mean,
hey, what's up, Mr.
he was
Crawley?
in there. I mean,
Invite sent. No, what it is, Herman comes back from the bathroom. He says, hey, Lawrence, your bathroom has a concierge. I was like, oh, you're talking about the dude sitting in a chair? He had a chair in the bathroom. He had his shoes kicked off. The heat was kicking because it was windy that day. We were flying. It was windy as hell. It was cold out, but he had his shoes kicked off. He had a book that was about 700 pages thick. He had his phone plugged into the wall, and he was just chilling like a concierge. Only
Mhm.
thing, I think Herman was mad because he didn't offer him a mint when he left.
Or a paper towel or something.
A
Right.
paper towel and some
Well,
of that hand lotion they
yeah.
got.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
some,
Well,
some cologne
yeah,
or
yeah.
something, you know.
I mean, he might not have offered you a mint, but you might have gotten a urinal cake. You never know.
Oh,
Nah, I'm good.
whoa.
I just needed a paper towel and some of his what do you call it there? They give you that little hand lotion because you
There you go.
wash your hands.
The Purell.
But
Yeah.
Mark, I actually experienced him one time. Now, I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people you come up behind, you go boo, and I go ah, So I walk in to go use the bathroom. Like, okay, he doesn't have any shoes on, so if he starts anything, I could stomp his foot.
Well, wait. He's not wearing shoes in a public bathroom.
No.
He had his
Got his
socks.
feet
He had
on
socks.
top of
his
his
shoes were on the
shoes.
side. His shoes were on the side, and it was clean. It didn't stink.
Oh, that's just
That's scary, right?
yeah, just
Yeah.
scary.
That's scary. Yeah.
Maybe he mopped it before he started hanging out in there.
But this
Okay,
was a
then.
public. This was a
Okay,
public. It was a public bathroom in a local park here, a few blocks from my home. And that winter, someone must have complained he lost his job or something because he was gone.
We don't have anybody in the park bathroom over here.
He probably
And
worked. He probably worked there for about a week, and when he went to go get paid, they says,
Look, I didn't go
Hey,
back
bro,
in
who
a
the hell are
second
you?
time. All right. I live like 8 minutes from the park. I said, you know what? I'll hold it.
did he offer to hold it for you?
Yeah, stop.
Oh
Stop,
Lord,
Paul.
Lord. Okay,
Wow.
hey, can we? Can
Only
I
don't
turn?
play that.
Can I turn the topic into something a little bit more
Thank
drone
you.
related?
Thank
I
you.
was kind of
Thank you,
talking
Mark.
about the thing here with WakeMed and them getting, maintenance on their drones, but okay.
No, I'm glad. Keep going, man. Somebody's got to talk drones, man.
Yeah, keep
Somebody's
talking,
got to
yeah.
talk drones. I don't need to hear about some barefooted guy in a public bathroom.
No, what I was saying was that Matternet is offering, repair service for anyone that's using their system. And UPS is using their system right now at WakeMed over in North Carolina and UC San Diego hospitals down there in San Diego for human parts and stuff being delivered back and forth.
So what is this system that they want to be able to repair? What is it? What is
Oh,
their
it's a drone
specialty?
system.
Okay, so it's basically a drone for deliveries or.
Oh no, they're the first. They were the first U.S. System that was approved, or airline that was
Okay.
approved.
Okay,
for
now I know
drone-
what you're talking
for
about.
drone
Yeah,
delivery.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
now
yeah.
the company is offering maintenance and repair on whoever is using their system.
Oh, nice.
Well, here's something even more interesting. Mr. Crawley had posted it on Facebook, but FPV companies here in the United States, I hope they take heed and follow what these guys are doing. Race day quads.
Oh, I was just about to say this. I got this email.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes. I
Thank you.
purposely bookmarked this. Race Day Quads is located in Florida.
Yes.
And they've sent every one of their customers this email. Federal court case on behalf of all RC flight. We're challenging remote ID. Today, I'd like to formally announce our intent to challenge the NPRM or any remote ID rule, which is unlawful and detrimental to the hobby in court. Basically, they're going to attempt to take the FAA to court because of certain things.
It's
I did announce our
unconstitutional.
intention to do this. I'm going to post a link.
Well,
Yeah.
But for those of you who have not seen it,
Mhm.
if Race Day Quads does this and Get FPV gets on, and what's another one? Pyro. There's large FPV companies here in the United States that make a lot of freaking money, that are cutting down a lot of Chinese money because they're local.
Right.
They all got together and filed suit.
And
This would be incredibly good.
And I'm going to paraphrase that a little bit more if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
he
for it.
even goes so far as to say if it goes to the Supreme Court, they're talking about $1 million price tag on legal fees. and they can't do it alone. And so if you posted a comment on the FAA website, thank you very much. If you haven't done
Yes.
so,
We salute you.
yes, if you haven't done so, the fight has just begun, and you can see by this email that this guy sent out, they are going to set up a GoFundMe page to help fund the legal fees in order to fight this.
Yes.
So again, the comment period is over, but it doesn't mean the fight's over. It's only just begun. So keep
That's
your ears
true.
open, keep your and see what you can do. Even if they wind up opening up a GoFundMe page for it, $1.50, do what you can do. But this has to be the FAA needs to know that this is serious business.
Right. And I just read one section from it. It says, this week we will begin the interview process with lawyers who specialize in this area and begin researching ways in which we can effectively challenge or inhibit remote ID at this stage. We intend to issue the FAA a threat of suit, which will officially inform the FAA of our intention, Race Day Quads LLC versus FAA, should they pass any parts of the NPRM, which we perceive as unconstitutional.
Yes, it's a definitely
They're not playing.
They're challenging the constitutionality of it, so which is good.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, when it comes to the comments, I was a bit of a procrastinator. I did it that day. That it was the last day.
Listen, I did it twice from two different emails.
Well, no, what's funny is that the next day, and I think Paul, you might have been on the live stream when I mentioned this. I went on and my comment hadn't been posted yet, and I thought maybe I did something wrong. I'm like, crap, I need to get this in. So I called the phone number, and it's actually the DOT that actually ran that site for the responses. And I talked to the guy, he confirmed everything was fine, but they were holding it because they need to review it to make sure the comment was appropriate, not vulgar and blah, 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 blah. And I said, I noticed that the comment is still open. I thought it ended yesterday. He goes, yeah. He goes, it ended yesterday, but we usually keep these things open. It's usual protocol. So I said, so if I have somebody I know that needs to comment, they can still do it. He goes, oh yeah. Tell them to respond. And because within that 24-hour period from when I put my comment into the next day, over 7,000 responses had been recorded.
Yep.
And when I got home that night, I was going to make a quick video to put it out there to get people. They had already shut it down. Apparently, the FAA had enough, because when I went on, go look at it. I think it's over 50. It's over 50. And so within one day, they got over 20,000 responses.
That's good. That's good. You know why? Because Herman started out the live stream tonight, Wednesday nights with those guys, saluting.
Yes, thank you.
DFA, Ken Herron.
Yes,
Drone X Factor, and the people who went down to DC to
FDA crew,
Zoe,
Zoe,
FPV, Ladrib was there.
Josh Bardwell was there.
Oh,
guys on the front line
was there.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to point out one thing. In FPV, people are funny. They're very finicky. You don't fly this, you can't hang with me, whatever. But for whatever cause that people don't like each other from different
they come together.
United States, Joshua Bardwell was there.
Oh,
everybody was there to support the cause.
Yes. So did Billy go?
So
we know Billy Kyle went.
No, Billy Kyle did not go. He intended to, but something it came.
I'm such a procrastinator. If I wanted to and I pushed it, I probably could have gone, but I didn't make enough of an effort, and I'm pissed that I didn't get to try. I didn't try it. So sandwich made. Good job.
Those
Steve.
Guys wanted to go, but the timing was off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Herman and I really wanted to go down there, but the timing was just
yeah.
Had it been on a different date and a different time, I probably would have been able. Hey, welcome back, Hadley. I probably would have been able to move some things around because we did have representation from New York. It was Drone X Factor. I salute you for going down there. I salute you, DFA. I salute and support everybody who went there. Seriously, because there were a lot of people that didn't even fly FPV, but flew drones who went. And there were a lot of people who don't fly drones who flew FPV who went.
Right.
And then there were even guys who fly fixed wing because they know this is coming to them as well.
Hey, Mark, I don't know if you saw it. Lawrence had put a link for a video from Drone U where they had
I'll pull it back up. Go ahead, keep talking.
From FPV.
You need to watch it. You need to watch it,
Mhm.
Mark.
He's really on the front line fighting for FPV. He was in on the last DAC they had with the FAA, and he's with their
Yeah.
quote committee.
Right
Yeah.
here, Mark. It's a
Um,
few weeks before the
he-
actual protest
working
that
with 3 other guys on it, and they're really in chewing on the ear of the FAA for the FPV community.
Well, I mean, if you fly photo drones, you're getting hit with some pretty serious regulations, and I do that too. I still fly my Mavic 2 Zoom, and that's pain enough as it is. But if you're not into building drones, whether it's FPV or any other kind of UAV, even if it's a fixed wing, people don't realize that this has the potential of shutting that market down completely.
bookmark that
I have it already.
and watch it later.
Yeah.
It's a good talk. It's a great listen to. It was about a week or two before this event this week.
Yeah.
But this gentleman has a solution. He's been submitting solution. And right now, from what he was telling in the video, I'll be brief about it. He's saying there's a very good chance that the AMA, the way the rules are written for this new NPRM, the AMA might get wiped out and erased because they're going to be given a certain time to reapply.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't reapply within this time frame, all of these AMA airfields will be shut the hell down.
And they're only temporary.
Yes.
In other words, you may get approval one year, but the following year you may be shut down.
Right.
They're keeping it wide open, vague, and nebulous.
It's a great video. I actually listened to it while I was finishing my last 2 hours.
I have it queued up, ready to go when I get off.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely good talk.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get off in a couple minutes, but I have a second to make a public service announcement.
Wait, do you have a blue wrench?
Yes, I got my blue wrench.
Okay.
Whether or not he takes it away from me after this, when I'm done talking, I don't know. Well, we were talking about this on our show just before yours, and the problem we have with our communities, it's not a problem. We have some, I mean, I'd say a majority, if not 99% of us are law-abiding citizens. We fly within the regulations. We do the right thing.
Agree.
But the worst thing we can do right now is if there's one thing you can do, whether you responded or not, is to fly safely within the regulations and don't draw attention to the hobby by doing stupid things.
Yes.
And for goodness sakes, I'm going to keep this short and brief. If you don't like somebody and they happen to fly a drone and you think by getting back at them, by reporting them to the FAA just to make their life miserable.
Preach.
Okay. If you do that, you may be hurting that person, but you're potentially hurting the entire hobby. Because if you're reporting somebody falsely for flying a drone inappropriately, you're giving the FAA excuse to continue this crap.
Mark,
so
I salute you for that because there's a lot of bull crap going on.
I know
right
there
now.
is. And I'm not
people,
gonna
hold on. People calling the FAA on other drone pilots.
I know.
That's some
wrongly.
bullshit.
Wrongly. And the way I say it, I've had people who told me they fly drones and they fly them where they want, whether it's near an airport. And you know what? I don't call the FAA on them. I talk to them. I say, listen, I'm not the drone police. You're doing it wrong. This is what you need to be doing. And if you get a $20,000 fine, don't come crying to me about it. You know, approach the person, talk to them like an adult.
Right now,
don't pull this sniping, snitching bull crap of calling the FAA inappropriately. I mean, these people are doing this and the person's not even doing something wrong. They're just doing it because they don't like them.
Yes.
And you're using.
That's why, and when they call people, the cops should come out and they should know the law. So the people that's calling, so they can chastise them right there in the spot.
Exactly.
These guys are doing nothing wrong. They flying within the rules. So go away.
Ray, I agree with you, but the one individual, and I'm going to say one individual, the FAA has been to this person's house repeatedly. When is the FAA going to say, hey, we're watching this guy. We'll see what he's doing. He's not doing nothing illegal. No. But by law, the FAA has the report.
But the police department is going to be the one responsible. So they should be the one go out to FAA about people making false claims.
Well, I agree. That's in a perfect world, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. But the FAA ain't coming out to give nobody no ticket. They send an NYPD.
Well, regardless, it's just don't.
Well, there's a situation, Ray. Yeah. You may not know about it, but there's a situation, Ray, where somewhere here in the United States, a pilot is flying. And they're flying recreationally or they're flying for show, and they are following the laws within the drone laws within their city, but you have someone from outside of the state calling the FAA on someone in this state. And this is where the laws are screwed up because Herman, remember the incident? I was there, Ray, where my wife was sick and I needed to get back home immediately. And I tried to call the local police, and the local police told me, I cannot call 911 if I'm not in the house that I'm calling 911 from. Now, is that crazy or not?
He was on crack.
I was calling the police department to say, I fear that my wife may be in trouble. Could you please assist? And I'm her husband. And the first
you was telling him to go to your
I
house.
called the local precinct in my neighborhood. The police officer told me, are you at the house now? I said, I'm on my way there now. I'm making a beeline. He said, well, you can't call in this call and report it unless you're on site. So why does the FAA come into someone's house and let somebody call from another state on someone? That's my point.
Yeah, I just don't weaponize our hobby.
Mark, before you go, we got to get a drop with you.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. I'm good with that.
Because Paul's checking his pulse again.
Swallow that shit, Paul.
Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. And we appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for hearing me out on that. Thank you for letting me get on my little soapbox.
You can come in anytime, bro.
Well, let me. I got to check something. Oh, hold on. Where's the chat here? I got to bring the chat up.
You know, you can come in anytime. That
he wants to make sure he's got.
I need to make sure I still got a blue wrench here.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure I still got a blue wrench.
You could even come in on Monday night at 5 o'clock
on Herman's show,
the PMS show,
on Paul's channel.
No, we appreciate you coming in, Mark.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's my pleasure. Yes, it looks like I still have a blue wrench, so he'll probably strip it from me as soon as I leave. It's okay. I get it.
No. And you do a plug for your show.
Says you can do it right now if you want.
Do a plug for your show, Mark.
Okay, well, actually, yes. Steve and I, Aerial Views and Histories UK, came on the chat there for a bit. We do a Wednesday at 5 o'clock and a Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern time, 10 p.m. UK time, where we kind of roll up a bunch of news stories that we picked and cherry picked throughout the week about drones, good, bad, or indifferent. Saturday night's a bit loosey goosey. We get a little crazy and a little funny, but we keep it strictly to an hour and then we're off, generally speaking. So if you want to listen to some news and participate in chat, we'd greatly appreciate it. But we alternate channels like you guys do. This
support each other's channel.
So tonight and Saturday it's on Aerial Views and Histories UK, and then next Wednesday and the following Saturday it'll be on my channel. So just keep your ears open for it. So
all right,
make sure you guys stop on over there on any Saturday you feel like stopping over there.
On any Saturday. Notice what he said. Saturday. I get it.
We appreciate you, Mark, and welcome to the dark side of Crossfire.
Oh, I'm not worried about it all.
Because you see right here, right?
Yeah. I was looking into the module, but then
once I get the Tango 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably give this Crossfire radio away.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm keeping my Tyrannuses because they're going to be all for my tiny whoops and stuff like that, because you can't put Crossfire on those. So I'm going to still use my radio for that, but my quads are going to be all outfitted, hopefully, with the Tango and stuff.
And Lawrence, now you know what you could use it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna head out, guys. I appreciate it letting me in, and please, everybody in chat, don't weaponize our hobby for your own personal benefit.
Yeah. Please fly safe. We don't need anything else out there so they could go look. I told you.
I hate to sound like a schoolyard punk right now, but no snitches, please.
Snitches get stitches.
And the worst part about it is they're not even snitching correctly. The person's not even doing anything wrong.
This is how you know it's from out of state, because where we from in New York, snitches get stitches.
Woo. Yes. Yes, they do. So
outside 3 o'clock.
After school.
At the flagpole.
Exactly, yeah. In the diamond, in the square.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And don't leave school early, because now we're coming to your house.
Okay, guys. Have a good night. Thanks a lot for hearing me out. You take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Mark.
Take it easy.
Okay. Well, that was pretty good. There. For those of you who don't know what we were talking about, I'm going to put this link here again, only because
Which topic?
it's informative. I know a lot of you don't have a very long attention span. I don't either. But when it comes to this drone stuff, I'll listen to it while I'm working. I'll listen to it while I'm doing something, because
Playing around, whatever.
if you don't know, I have a saying, each one teach one. I used to be a high school teacher. Okay. And my wife still says I'm in teaching mode, because she'll ask me a question, and I feel bad about this. Now I realize it's a sickness, but she'll ask me a question like, what do you think about that blue bird over there? And I'll be like, well, that's a yellow belly red sucker, something, and I'll go into detail and start describing it. And maybe they call that teacher mode. Someone asks you a question and you just go into so much detail, but information is free.
Well, she knew what she was getting into when she asked you.
Later, Mark. Information is freaking free, and I never understood this about the drone community. Once we have a great circle here amongst us, but coming up in the game, I'm gonna let you know. I used to ask people, yo, how do you do this? They'd be like, well, you go over here and that's it. I'm the kind of person, if you ask me how to do something, I'd rather show you, because it's better to have hands-on.
Join.
Ray, how long, right? Even when I asked you to show me something, what did you do? You said, look, come over here. This is what you do. This is what I do.
Yeah.
You said, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And now you see why.
Yep.
Plain
Exactly like that. Yep.
It costs nothing to show anyone.
Take some lumps. You'll figure it out on your own.
Yes, Hadley put in the chat, anyone need help, hit him up, FPV. I'm gonna let you know, Hadley's in freaking Arizona right now.
Oh,
okay. If it wasn't for him and one or two other FPV pilots here in New York, I wouldn't be flying at all. Seriously.
Ask John, he'll help you out.
Stop. I would love to. Oh, Mark. Oh, Rob Masters hit me up. I put him. It's
John
here, mate. Thank you. I will open them on the strobe.
No time.
He sent me the strobes.
What'd you say, Aaron?
John be smashing stuff and he's back up in the air in no time.
Nah, he ain't playing around.
Right,
yo.
because you fly, you break,
He
repair.
must have a garage of them.
It's
Garage.
But Hadley helped me out more than I've even messed up his bird a couple of times. He's helped me out, which FYI, I'll soon have two of these because Curtis is giving his up.
Yeah.
So now one, it's good when you have something you like and then you have a second one. So now I can dog this one and
Curtis?
still have one to beat up on in the cut.
Curtis needs to invest in one of them M600s with the tank.
What happened?
Curtis need to go invest in one of them M600s with the tank.
With the propane tank? With the gas tank?
No, with the tank.
Sprayer.
Pop spray.
Oh.
He might be able to help him out there.
Listen.
Yo, when I heard that story, DJI is spraying and trying to spray disinfectant, I'm like, how do you spray disinfectant on people? I'm like,
they don't care. They do not. They don't care.
What disinfectant is this?
Dude, that's as bad as at one time here in New York, Paul, when we have the mosquitoes, they start getting crazy. You know how they spray for the mosquitoes?
Water?
Well, there used to be a time that they went and put a note on everyone's door. Now, what they do is on the corner of your block, where the street lamp is, they'll post a flyer saying we're spraying tonight. And at the other end of the block, they'll post one saying we're spraying tonight. Now, how many people look at street lamps and read flyers?
Are they using those great big truck sprayers, the ones?
No, they use the truck. They use the truck sprayers, but out here in Far Rockaway, they use a helicopter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is even scarier because you hear a helicopter coming and you see the stuff coming out of it, and all of a sudden people start scattering. I'm like, what are they spraying, roaches? What the hell?
Well, the people scatter like roaches, right?
Well, yeah.
That stuff on you. Yeah.
You don't want that stuff touching your skin, Paul. Trust me.
I know.
Jay Santiago, what's up? I'm looking at the Phantom
Okay.
4 Pro.
Stay
That's
away
right.
from.
Now that the price
Stay away
dropped,
from
what do you think about
aftermarket
aftermarket batteries? Do not touch them. Don't
touch
mess
them.
with them. If it ain't pure DJI, don't mess with it. Straight
And
up.
I hate to tell you the truth, but I found that this works great if you like Android.
Yep.
I don't know what else really works with Android, but a lot of the Apple joints work well with it.
All Apple works flawlessly. I will say that.
You know, I mean,
But I'm an
there was
Android man.
issues that I've heard people had with the Mini, with that, but I don't know.
Right. But Jay
With the
Santiago, if you're looking
Pro.
to get a Phantom 4 Pro, just make it really, I can't say this because I don't own a V2, but I own a Phantom 4 Pro before the V2. And I'm going to tell you, Herman and I, when he flies his V2 and I fly my regular Phantom 4 Pro, I can do the same thing he can do. It's just a different operating system, really.
Just
But
the
if you're
transmission
looking to get a
system, that's it.
Phantom 4 Pro,
The difference.
welcome to the club.
Motors is different. It's a little bit different.
Just make sure you get filters for it.
It's all about the same.
Yeah, but the motors, they're a lot quieter, man. That was the design, and you know, just like they came with that Platinum over the regular Pro Maverick.
Yeah, which was a
I
fail.
can't even tell the difference.
No, I can tell the difference. When that sucker start up, it's quieter. I know, especially if you don't put them butter knives on.
Oh, yes. He said Auto Robotics. Hadley, you're on point, bro.
I'm starting now.
Hold on. You're on point. I think I have something saved specifically from. Oh, it's in my phone. Damn, I got to put my glasses on to read.
Yo, but tomorrow after 12 o'clock, it's gonna be great.
Check this out, Evo Autel for you Auto Robotics
They put
guys.
the glasses on.
That's right. Damn it.
Get it right.
I saved it because I saw this posted online. I think I saw it on Coast to Coast Drones. All right. And what it says is, from the team here at Auto Robotics, we wanted to take the moment to thank you for your patience over the past month. Since it has been a few weeks, we wanted to give the community a status update on the Evo 2. In our last update, we discussed the software bug that had been discovered, and we were working on a fix before continuing production. That issue has been resolved and all systems are go. With the unfortunate timing of the coronavirus outbreak, staffing at our assembly factory was affected, but we are happy to say production is now returning to normal. We also stated that our goal was to get the Evo 2 into the hands of customers in March. Our plan has remained the same. The Evo 2 is projected to be available for purchase in the latter half of the month. With the delay, the Evo 2 8K now, the development and production of the Evo 2 Pro and the Dual have caught up, and we expect the release of those two versions shortly after. More information will be coming in the next week or so to confirm this. So keep an eye on your emails and watch our website. Watch our website for more accurate and up-to-date information. We want to be as transparent as possible and provide more information as we receive it. Again, we appreciate everyone's patience as we get ready for this very exciting launch. Our goal, as always, is to exceed expectations.
Okay.
We want to ensure that our goal has been met for launch.
Okay.
Now,
let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Stop.
I got something to say on that.
Hold on, because it says in our last update, we discussed that there was a bug. And they claimed that because of the coronavirus and the bug, that they will not be releasing stuff until the latter half of March.
So do you think that
Autel
released
March could be the last damn day of March?
All right, let me just say this. So since they pulled it back, saying a security issue, so they didn't have to go back to FCC and make a whole new patent, a whole new thing. They could just use the same one.
No, they could, because they're not changing nothing but software. If they were changing something physical
Okay.
or a part in a drone, they would have to reapply. But because it's software which can be updated,
Right.
that's not an
All
issue.
right, that's what they're saying. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now my thing is this. Now with this whole remote ID thing, right? So they really trying to make sure they push that drone on, because any delay in that means they have to come out with a new patch.
I'm going to tell you.
The new drones have to have that in it.
Yes. Yes. Supposedly these drones, any drone after
Mid-March.
December
Ready the
31st,
4th. We're gonna see.
every drone after December 31st produced in or outside of the United States is supposed to be RFID ready or ready to broadcast something.
Okay.
Supposedly. I honestly believe they
You just
slowed
said
down.
broadcast something.
But hold on, I honestly believe they slowed down launch because what do you say?
They already broadcast.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know
they
DJI
do.
does.
Yeah, we do.
They
But I
all
believe
do.
that because Autel was selling these Evo 2s on the premise of being in the fly and no-fly zones, they recalled launch so that they could put this device or turn this actual device on in their birds. Because they knew it was coming also. So why are you going to build a bird and not have it depart in it already? It's just a matter of turning on the software.
That's what the software, the security software issue they claimed they had, right?
Ta-da.
People can hack the bird. Yeah, okay.
Basically, yeah. Basically.
All
But
right.
I thought it was interesting because I had saw it somewhere and I immediately screenshot it. I think Bill from Coast to Coast
But
Drones
is that on their website though?
This was actually on Facebook. Someone who pre-ordered received it in an email.
But I'm saying on Autel Robotics website, that should also be on their website.
No,
We're
it's
gonna
not.
find out right
I'm
now.
looking at it now.
I don't. So that's why I don't believe it. If it's
We'll
on
find
Facebook,
out.
I don't believe it.
I'm gonna tell
sorry.
you right now. Hold on. Autel.com, home of Autel. Contact
Paul,
us.
you on it too, right, Paul?
Yep,
Herb,
I'm on there right
pick
now.
up your hand, Herb. I don't believe that.
Autel products support.
Dude, that would have been like the Democratic debate if that was real.
Yeah. Well,
I'm saying, like my boy Ken Dono, he would have had something to say. A couple of guys have been
it
saying
just
something
came out.
about
It
that.
just came out today or yesterday.
Okay, even if it was yesterday, somebody would have been talking
Tech
about it.
support. Hold on. Tech support. Let's go to
Okay.
forum and see if they're talking about it on the forum.
Bro, that should be right on their page.
Diagnostics.
Right there. Bang.
Jay, I'm looking in diagnostics to see.
That should be right on their main cover page
It
on their
should
website.
be. It should be. But Autel is also a company that said they would come out with a firmware update for their one-inch sensor on the Autel X-Star Premium, and it came out a year and a half later.
Oh wow.
Yeah, after everybody got rid of them.
Right. You remember that, right?
Yeah, I had one.
Okay. Update info. Update list October. Hold on. Let's see if I can view article. Added support for one FAO. Nope, that's not it.
No bueno. I'm telling you, that's fake news.
Well, I don't know how it came out or what the deal is. Hold it. October through December. The last update is a firmware update for no. I don't see nothing for it. Do you see anything, Paul?
Nope.
I have
Hold it. They have a page called Latest News, and guess what? Nada.
I have nothing here from DroneWorks.
I already checked it. It's not there.
Okay, well,
I have nothing here from DroneWorks.
and it's a hoax.
That
It's
was
a big hoax.
It's a hoax.
if that was the case, Ken would have said something.
You know what I said? I just
DJ
said that like 10 seconds ago.
Drone DJ would have had something
All over it.
printed
Yep.
up.
Sean,
already.
Drone World would have had something. That guy from Drone World.
Yeah.
All them real people. Even Billy Kyle probably would have had something.
Yeah.
Ken would
Well,
have said
there you
something
go.
because
Pete Savannah would have been all over it too.
DroneWorks did not send me anything about that.
Oh, so that's fake news. I
I'm
don't
going to
believe
see
none
if
of
where I
that.
can find where I found the source at. I'm
Well,
checking.
and the other thing is you go through the Evo site on the Evo 2s and they talk about all the wonderful things there's going to be. Nowhere can you put in a pre-order or an order.
They
or,
took all that off their site. Before you could pre-order, they took that off.
they're all gone. Yep.
Yeah. Everybody who pre-ordered, they gave them their money back, and then they took the pre-order off because they did not know when they was going to be able to come out with that drone.
And the
That's what it took
Evo
them.
2 8K thermal combined camera, it says, contact us for pricing.
Oh, wow.
I got a-
Like,
Wow. You
I got
mean
an email
Autel
from
is going to shit the
Skydio.
bed?
Yes.
I got an email from Skydio.
Really?
Gaudio doing their thing, saying, they selling them, they out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's caught up too.
If you riding a bike or a skateboard, that's the drone for you.
They
Yeah.
kind of out. They're not in the store, but they
Mhm.
kind of out.
But at least they coming out, huh? Ain't no hope. I hope.
At least they have something. That's
Yeah.
true. It took them a while, but they have something.
Mm-hmm. No, that's their second bird in what in 2 years, in a year and a half.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not well, considering the first one was $1,000. If you remember, I think it was $1,000 or $2,000.
I think it was more than that. It was out like $1,799 or $2,000.
Yeah, $2,000.
$2,000.
Yeah.
They slowly dropped the price.
And it looked like the grating on the front of one of those box fans. It unfolded.
Yeah, it did. It did. Oh, we got
Like
6
the old-
minutes left.
Like the
Dougie
old
Fresh, you're
like the old
on.
A-Train fan.
What happened?
Like the old A-Train fans.
How long did you have the original batteries? Oh, 3X. So they're talking about something. I missed the chat. I got
No,
I
but
got
don't
distracted.
don't buy those
Oh yeah, do not buy aftermarket batteries and put it in the DJI drone, because more than likely the drone's going to tell you the battery's bootleg.
well, I know that's what was happening with the P3. They were stopping a lot of people from taking off. The
Well,
Ford,
from what I
know
understand,
if
someone brought
any of them because
someone brought an aftermarket battery for a Phantom Standard, and the Phantom Standard told them check manufacturer,
Yep.
and it wouldn't let the drone take off.
and with the P3 or the P4 Pro V2,
Yeah.
it actually has a battery sensor on it, so it knows when the battery is properly in the drone,
Yeah.
and it might read that battery as being
Bootleg.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you heard about the story with Matt and with Twan, right?
I just look at the price of what
No.
I'm paying for the equipment.
I ain't want to bring it up, but it's old news anyway. He ordered batteries. Twan ordered batteries for Matt, right? For the Maverick 2 Pro.
Yeah.
Came in a DJI box, wrapped up in the plastic and sealed up and everything, right? Matt got home, opened up the box. Guess what's in there? 2 C batteries. So this is my point about buying aftermarket batteries. Listen to me. Had it packed up nice in a DJI box with the plastic, the whole 9 yards. Open it up, 2 C batteries in it.
Wow.
2 boxes.
Wow. That's scary.
You're not buying these batteries from DJI. I'm not buying them from Best Buy or one of them stores like that.
If it's, that's where Herman we got batteries from. We went to Best Buy.
B&H, all of them.
Yeah.
Because these companies are buying $1 million of pieces from DJI. They're not crooked pieces. So to go buy them from anywhere else, Amazon, you bugging.
Yeah.
You're bugging. Yo, bro, 2 C batteries in both boxes.
The same weight as a battery.
Same everything.
Wow.
Boy, crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, there's Big Matt. He said, I'm glad you told that story. Tell him.
Yeah, I've been telling Matt, I've been telling you to tell it for the longest. Like, this is nobody giving nobody up. This is what happened. This is a proven point not to buy aftermarket batteries.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I
like,
agree.
Bro, like, come on.
If it's
2 C
not,
batteries. Yo, when Matt told me that, man, I'm like, what?
The only thing aftermarket I buy is my props.
And I stay away from that because if they, unless I balance them myself, because I got the balancing tool, because I had bad props when I had my Unique. I was buying all them fancy colors. Them shits wasn't balanced at all. They had my drone about to flip over. So I realized and said, you know what? I'm not doing that no more.
But I can't fly with the butter knife.
I know. I got rid of those.
I don't like the butter knife props for the simple reason they flex too much.
They came
And
with
I'm gonna let you know right
V2.
now.
You got it, Hearn?
Huh?
They came on the V2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those butter knife silent props.
Yeah. I took them off.
These right here. We
Yeah.
call these butter
Especially
knives,
when you're trying
guys.
to descend.
We call them butter knife props. They okay. They look nice. They make your bird sound a lot quieter, but I'll stick with my carbon fiber.
Mhm.
It's plain and simple. I don't know how these things will react to certain temperatures.
See,
I know my carbon fiber.
They
will
had
hold
to
up.
be a reason why they made them like that, because the Mavic 2 Pro props are like that. They're butter knives.
Yeah, but they thinned out and they got cheap on the plastic. Those things, you
Even
That's what I'm saying. When you open them
the
up and fold those
original
legs
one.
out, you could tip them, break them tips off of them Mavic Pro 2.
and not just that. If you
the
notice,
original propellers are better.
with these butter knife props on, when your bird comes in, it's more wobbly and I don't like them.
Right.
Just likes to.
Right.
Right, they're real
Yeah.
floaty. They're
It
real
don't
floaty.
wanna. It don't want to descend. It's like I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Right, it takes you double the time to descend
Yeah.
with those butter knife props than it
They
does.
made them.
with
They made a
carbon
lot of
fiber.
money off them. Now that's like everything else. Now they in a cut. That's why I
But
said,
if
brother.
anybody's interested in it, I got a set. I got a couple of sets. If you're interested,
Mhm.
brand new.
You see these right here. These
Your
these are
bread,
sitting.
whatever you want to
These are
do.
sitting here, and I use my carbon fiber. In fact, I need to order another one or two pairs, which they're hard to find now. Go figure. The carbon fiber props, they're hard to find. So if any of you guys got a link, let me know. And we got 1 minute before the show is gone.
I can tell you how to get them. You got to call up that guy and tell him you order some more props. Or call Amazon and tell them to do a search for you.
Yeah, carbon fiber. But anyway, it's been real fun and we appreciate you guys. Paul?
Yes.
It's slacking, Paul.
Oh yeah. No, I was watching the clock, but it's
Hey,
Time
Paul is
for a drop.
shopping.
Time
Paul is
for-
shopping.
time for a drop and a goodbye.
Anyway, Paul, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by.
Those guys.
I'd like to thank you guys in the chat for coming and hanging out with us. I'd like to thank you guys here on the panel for coming and hanging out and discussing these topics and talking with the lovely people here in the chat. And I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with those guys.